Charles Griffin may never have intended his O-gauge railroad to be a layout of dreams, but he built it, and boy did they come. Thousands of annual visitors from all over the world.
Deep in the heart of the Chattahoochee National Forest and North Georgia's Blue Ridge Mountains, more than 24,000 people come from all over the world to visit a backyard in quiet Blairsville. This amazing attraction is the largest privately owned O-gauge rail line in the country, Misty Mountain Model Railroad. The 4,000 square foot layout measures 72 by 55 feet and rests on 7 tons of lumber. More than 6,000 pounds of plaster were used in the construction of the mountains and scenery. Visitors enter the impressive layout by passing under a huge 6-foot-wide automatic lift bridge. Once inside, they're captivated by the terrain of northern Georgia.
We wanted to represent North Georgia. And we love North Georgia. Our family's from Georgia for 5 generations, and we love it up here, and we wanted to represent the area. We worked almost 2 years designing it before we started to build. Then we went all over the country to look at other layouts. Most layouts were on tables, but we wanted ours to have a lot of depth to it, like you'd be looking down into valleys and then you'd be looking up into the mountains, just like the scene from our front porch. We wanted it to seem like you were in the layout, so we made valleys and rivers instead of aisles for you to walk in.
Boasting 8 different levels, Charles' layout ranges from Brasstown Bald, the highest elevation in Georgia, to a 17-foot trestle that recreates Tallulah Gorge, the deepest canyon gorge east of the Mississippi River.
You're taking a tour of North Georgia. You're walking through the mountains, and we have a lot of the different cities represented with historical buildings on them that are no longer there.
I build them using photographs of the actual buildings that I want to build. It takes me anywhere, I'd say, between 2 and 3 months. I've done the old courthouse in Gainesville, which was hit by a tornado back in 1936. And I did the Piedmont Hotel, which was owned at one time by General James Longstreet. And I did a replica of the Biltmore Estate. That was probably my most challenging building. A lot of the windows on there had to be hand carved. The gargoyles on it, they were kind of hard to find, for the 1/4-inch scale. And then the Goddess of Grain statues on there, I couldn't find any of them, so instead of the Goddess of Grain, I used Venus and Aphrodite. But who's gonna tell?
Ken built one building in homage to Charles' Uncle Fred.
My Uncle Fred worked for the Milwaukee Railroad, and I was just fascinated with his stories and the trains he was on. And they gave me my first train, and that started it all.
That station took me actually probably about 6 months. And right when I had it done, my 3-year-old punched out all the windows in the front of it. So I had to redo them, so it took a little longer.
With 12 handmade bridges, 4 trestles, and 15 tunnels, the layout allows 14 trains to run at one time. 11 transformers power the trains over 1 mile of track. Hidden trap doors beneath the layout service the massive array of electrical wires that power the trains and illuminate hundreds of buildings, streetlights, and signs.
Now we have around 167 complete train sets, and we have all the manufacturers, I think. We got something from everybody.
The enormity of the layout allows 80 to 90 visitors to pass through at one time. In the course of a week, several hundred people visit the Misty Mountain Railroad, with all proceeds going to area charities.
It's very rewarding to have something like this when you get older. And my son and grandsons are involved with it, and I would like to have them carry on with it and give pleasure to everybody.